Pokémon Champions has been out for about a month now, and I am in Masters. I'm also new to VGC, so obviously I am no Wolfie. But I think I've learned a lot and know a lot about VGC now. And I think I've made a pretty good ranking here. Of course, top 10 best Pokémons in Pokémon Champions. It is obviously okay if you disagree with me. Number 10 is going to be Mega Dragonite. Mega Dragonite is a 700 base stat total absolute beast. I think it would be higher up if it didn't have all of these weaknesses, that is Ice, Rock, Dragon and Fairy, which I would say are some of the most used typings currently. Mega Dragonite is more of a special attacker, but it has a lot of attack as well. It is pretty fast, and it has good in almost everything. But that is a bit of a problem, because that could have been used to make another stat stronger. And in a lot of cases, that might be a little better. But I would not say so much for Dragonite, because Dragonite has both good physical attacks and special attacks. And all of the other stats I think are good and are kind of needed. But this is also the one that I'm the most unsure of. There are so many Pokemons that are really good, and some of the honorable mentions might be better than Dragonite. But I'll talk about those a little later. But another reason why Dragonite also is really good is because one of the strongest Pokemons right now that people use is Charizard. Specifically Mega Charizard Y. And being able to resist that fire is really good. But also, then we obviously have Mega Floette, who is a beast and really dangerous. But as long as you have other Pokemons next to Dragonite, you will be good. At least most of the time, because you can pair up almost anything with Dragonite. And if they cover up the coverage that you need, this could be a great Mega to use on your team. Its ability as well, Multiscale, is pretty good. If a Pokemon out there has Fake Out, it might not be that good, but if you use your Dragonite when the Fake Out Pokemons are dead, then there is no Fake Out that can hit it, or when the Pokemon has already used Fake Out and it has full HP, you can tank so many moves. That could be great for going up against Fairy types. But like I said, this is the one that I'm the most unsure of. Then we have number 9, another Mega Frostlass. This is my main Mega, and Mega Frostlass is great. Even though there's a lot of typings that resist Blizzard, it is still extremely good. It hits both targets as long as there is no wide guard, and it's gonna be faster than most of the Pokemons, because it is extremely fast. And speed control is really important. And just to make sure, you can have a Pokemon that set up Tailwind right before bringing out your Frostlass. And because of the weather, it does counter both the Charizard and Mega Tyranitar, who are both setting up weather. Even though if it's weak to them, you can have a Pokemon that's strong against them, and it's still able to do a lot of damage and remove the weather. And it will probably be faster than both of them. It also resists any Fake Out or close combat, which we do see a lot from Sneasler. And I have had great use with this Pokemon, and I really think it deserves the number 9 spot. Then we have number 8, and that is Kingambit. Kingambit is a great Pokemon. It has great typing, Dark and Steel. It does resist Frostlass for example, and Dragonite as well, and a lot of other Megas. It might not be the fastest, but it does have Sucker Punch, and that can be used in so many fantastic ways. And Mega Floette doesn't do that much because it's neutral damage. And because of the Steel type, it can hit the Mega Floette with Stab Iron Head, which basically one-shots it. It also does resist Fake Out, for example. And all of its abilities are useful. I would right now say that Supreme Overlord is the worst one, and that Defiant is the best one. But Pressure is definitely really good as well, and is really annoying. Then we have regular Garchomp. As usual, Garchomp is better without Mega Evolving. Garchomp is just a great Pokemon to have next to any other Mega. It is pretty fast, it can hit a lot of Pokemons with a lot of good moves. Having Earthquake here is really good. And with any Pokemon who is flying or just use Protect, you are good. As long as you do that, you will hit the other two if they are on the ground and don't use Protect. It also has Rough Skin, which is great because any Pokemon that attacks it will just get hurt. Or specifically when it makes contact with it. Garchomp is pretty fast, have a lot of good moves, and a lot of good physical attacks. It is great next to Frostlass, next to Floette, and Charizard as well. I would say it's good next to almost every Mega. This is also a reason why I would say Dragonite is where it is and might be lower as well, because it's not perfect next to Dragonite, but it still works. It's just that they kind of have the same weaknesses. Having a Garchomp with Choice Scarf and doing Earthquake or Dragon Claw will be good almost any time. Then we have number 6, Whimsicott. Whimsicott is great. Obviously it has Prankster and is a great Tailwind setter. It also learns Encore, which is also fantastic against any Fake Out or any other Tailwind Pokemon. Or even Trick Room, especially against Trick Room. It isn't the greatest Pokemon for doing damage, but it still works there as well. After setting up the things you want to set up with Prankster, you can start attacking. If there is any water, ground, dragon, anything like that, it's perfect. And it's just a great mon to have, just to set up some stuff in general. It is annoying that Sneasler is really good against it, but that is why Sneasler is so good. But that is also why it's good to have a Sash on Whimsicott here. And then at number 5 we finally have Mega Charizard Y. This is one of the Megas I've talked a lot about, and it is for obvious reasons. It is really good. It sets up Drought, which is great. It can counter any other weather with the Drought. The Heat Wave is really good against so many Pokemons, and so many of the strong Pokemons currently. Being able to have that Flying type to dodge any Earthquake or Ground type moves is also fantastic, and it has so much special attack. So it will one-shot anything that it's weak against it, and maybe even one-shot Pokemon that are neutral to it. Especially if Drought is up as well. Then it definitely can even one-shot Pokemon that are neutral. It has quite a lot of speed, but even so, you can have Whimsicott next to it, and it will be perfect. Venusaur is another great Pokemon to have next to Charizard here, with the Drought and everything. And it's just incredibly good. It works against Whimsicott, Frostlass, King Gambit as well, and any Pokemon that it attacks with neutral damage. There is no surprise that people are using it a lot. It works really well against Mega Floette, who, spoilers, is the best Mega. And it just works so well with so many Pokemons. But it is in the number 5 spot for a reason. Because our next Pokemon is in the number 4 spot, very surprisingly. We have Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl hasn't been good for a really long time. And it's specifically just the regular form. And Charizard being so good right now is one of the reasons why Aerodactyl is really good as well. Aerodactyl is really fast. And it learns Rock Slide, which can basically one-shot the Charizard. It also learns Tailwind, so it's a great Tailwind setter, as well as Dual Wind Beat, which is great to hit Sneasler. It also learns Wide Guard, which is so important as so many Pokemons are using spread moves. And being able to protect the other Pokemon while it also attacks, and protect yourself as well, is great. And because Frostlass, for example, which I'm using with Aerodactyl, is really good together, it's because Frostlass is really fast. And if both of the opponents have Tailwind set up, and your Aerodactyl wasn't able to one-shot, for example the Charizard, and then Wide Guard would be great to be able to protect the Mega Frostlass while it uses Blizzard. It also has the ability Unnerve, which just blocks opponents from eating berries, which is fantastic. There is so many berries right now in Champions and almost no other items. You'll almost always battle someone who has a berry on them. Aerodactyl has just surprisingly become really useful. And it does work great against any grass type, any ice type, any flying type, any fire type, any fighting type. It just works really well against a lot of Pokemons. And it's a good support Pokemon, and one of the best to have next to your Mega Pokemon. If you watched this far, please feel free to subscribe and like the video. It really helps. I'm trying to get 200 subscribers right now. And if you want to follow me on Twitch to watch me go live and join my Discord server to just join the community. But okay, now we have honorable mentions. I have 3. There's definitely more that can be on this list, but these are the ones I felt like I wanted to talk about. And 3 of the best Pokemons in the game currently. We have Mega Tyranitar, Basculegion, and Pelipper. We're of course gonna start off with talking about Mega Tyranitar. Mega Tyranitar is great. its biggest weaknesses are that a lot of the strong Pokemons are good against it. Sneasler, Flat, Garchomp, Whimsicott, Kingambit are all good against it. And even Basculegion and Pelipper, they are also good against Mega Tyranitar. So even though it is really useful, sets up sand, and can be really good, and is also strong against Charizard, against Frostlass, against Dragonite, against Incineroar, against Talonflame, another good Pokemon. And because of this, even though it is really good, it's weak to a lot of Pokemons and can sort of just get one-shotted by a lot of them. And that is too dangerous. Even though it is really strong and is almost in the top 10, maybe you want to put it there instead of the Dragonite. Because of this, it has become a honorable mention. And then we have Basculegion, who is great. Specifically the male version of Basculegion, because it is stronger than the female version. Or yeah, it has better stats. They both have the same amount of base stat total, but Basculegion is just stronger in damage. I think it's kinda dumb that they just didn't switch the attack and special attack depending on the Pokemon. For some reason on the female, they split it up a little bit more. Don't know why. But this is a great Pokemon. It has Swift Swim, so next to a Pokemon that creates rain, it is fantastic. It learns Last Respect, which is a great move. And having a few other moves on it works really well. You can have a really strong and fast Basculegion. If you already have Tailwind, Rain Up, and Swift Swim, plus maybe Choice Scarf, and Basculegion is an absolute monster. But I felt like the others were just better. It is good against some of them and a little bit worse against the others. Because if it gets outsped, it can definitely be one-shotted by a Grass or Ghost type or Dark type move, depending on the Pokemon. But it is here for a reason, because it's still one of the best Pokemons in the game. Then we have Pelipper. It sets up the rain, it has Tailwind, it has Wide Guard, Weather Ball. It is really good. It is a great support mon to just have out there, and it is still one of the best Tailwind setters. And because of how good weather is right now, be able to have rain is really good, because then you can stop any other weather, and Basculegion can take uses of this. But having Mega Floette on this team is really good, because that means if you battle against Charizard Y, you can remove the drought. And Pelipper is just a great Pokemon to have next to some of these greater Pokemons. Even though Pelipper isn't the greatest for itself, it is a great Pokemon to have next to other Pokemons. Okay, now we've come to the top 3 Pokemons. I've talked about all of them, so can you guess which 3? Number 3 is the one that I've mentioned the least, and surprisingly, it is on number 3. And that is, of course, the menace himself, Incineroar. We all know Wolfie love him, and he is still incredibly good. But he has become worse. Or, not really worse, it's just other Pokemons, 1 and 2, are better, in my opinion at least. If Sneasler and Megaflette weren't on the list, Incineroar would definitely be one, because it is a great Pokemon to have on your team no matter what. Intimidate, Fake Out, we know the deal, it does great damage to Pokemons. But it's not just that there are Pokemons here who are really good, it's also that they can be good against Incineroar, and some other Pokemons that can be good against Incineroar. But that doesn't stop Incineroar from going down any further than the 3rd spot, because it still has Fake Out, it still have Intimidate, it still has Parting Shot, Knock Off, Flare Blitz, Dorcas Lariat. It has great moveset, and we all know why it is good. But then you can guess the 2 final Pokemons, hopefully. The 2 Pokemons are obviously Mega Floette and Sneasler. And the number 2 spot goes to Mega Floette. Like I've talked about in this video the whole time, it is a great Pokemon. Its ability is Fairy Aura, which boosts Fairy type moves on the field by 33%. This was Xerneas' own ability before, but now obviously Mega Floette also has it. And having Moonblast, Dazzling Gleam on Mega Floette using these moves is so good. It gets 651 in base stat total and gets 155 special attack and a lot of special defense, which means that most special attacking Pokemons are not going to do a lot. And it is pretty fast as well. So combining this with the right Pokemon will be great for your team. And it can definitely mess up your opponent a lot. The only weaknesses are Poison and Steel. And yeah, we do have some great Pokemon to use those attacks. But if you're able to have coverage against that, you will be good. If you're able to get rid of all of the physical attackers and especially Poison and Steel types, then there's almost nothing that will be able to kill your Flet. And Flet will do a lot of damage to them almost no matter what. But Mega Flet obviously isn't number one, because that goes to Sneasler. Sneasler has really become one of the most annoying Pokemons. It has a lot of base stat total, it has great speed and great attack. All of the abilities it has are good, and having Unburdened with White Feather is great. You'll be able to use close combat, or someone will intimidate you, and then after that you'll be faster, and you'll go back to having your regular stats. And being able to use Fake Out and Dire Claw are two fantastic moves. Close Combat as well is really strong. But Dire Claw is incredible. Even though it got a little bit worse, it's still so good. It's not just a strong move, it can also just change the entire battle with one turn. Putting a strong Pokemon to sleep or paralyze it would be crazy. And Poison, the right Pokemon, is also fantastic. And it works next to any Pokemon. And it is just a great Pokemon to have on your team. And I would recommend that you have this on your team. Having Sneasler on your team guarantees that you have a great and fantastic Pokemon. Obviously you have to have the right moves, but still. And because of how good Poison is against Flet, it just works really well. And then Dire Claw works well against any Mega. And Close Combat works well against any Pokemon that doesn't resist it. And most of the time, if they resist Close Combat, you can use Dire Claw even though it might resist it, and it will be very useful. So I really think Sneasler is the best Pokemon right now in Pokemon Champions. If you think that this was a good list, please tell me in the comments. If you hated this list, also tell me in the comments and tell me your list and tell me where I was wrong. Pokemon Champions has been so much fun to play and I am enjoying it so much. I would love to battle you if you're watching this video. Join my Discord server or head to my Twitch because I stream it there every now and then. I do stream other games and other things as well. But I have a video right here for you that I recommend watching if you enjoy this video. While I'm filming this, I'm not exactly sure what this will be, but you'll probably enjoy it. So feel free to subscribe and like the video, join my Discord and follow me on Twitch. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one or in this video. So have a great rest of your night, day, morning or wherever. Peace out and don't forget to follow.